was cold. Hi everyone. I wasn't expecting this to be my first video filmed on my new camera, which I don't know if it's gonna be out first, but I have a new camera, so that's exciting. I know the lighting's not great, but it's actually not bad either. I'm kind of impressed. I don't know how this audio is going to turn out, but I'm assuming good. My arm really hurts because I went to the doctor today and got a shot, and I probably should have moved it a little bit more during the day, but hey ho, here we are. Yeah, well, I guess honestly, what even is this video gonna be? I don't even know. But basically, I wanted to kind of like talk about, okay, I'm just gonna turn the car off and see how cold we're gonna be. So, essentially, I was watching a video by Hannah Elise, and she was talking about like a discussion about being in your 20s, and like the basically main point of that video was what the fuck is going on? Like, what even is being in your 20s? And honestly, true girl, same. I don't know why 25 guys hit me so hard. So hard. Like, not the leading up to it, not even the day turning 25, but like afterwards, it just really like it really hit me somehow. So many things about being 25. Like, I'm so lost, but at the same time, I feel like I've learned so many life lessons, as in like, I don't know, just the whole like, you're 25. Like, okay. At some point, I get it, you can still like act a little bit immaturely, or like I bet it like a kid, like you can kind of just brush some things off as like, yay, early 20s, I don't know, whatever. But then at some point you turn 25 and it's like, all right, like we need to get it together somehow. I don't know. I don't mean like get your life together as in like, you know, have a whole plan and know what you're doing and blah, blah, blah. I have no idea what I'm doing, honestly. I don't think that's a bad thing, but I'll talk about why it's been stressing me out more recently. But I think the other thing about like just the way that people are acting, I'm like, you could very easily be a mother right now. Like, why are you acting like this? Like, is this genuinely the way that you want to act in front of your kid? Like, is this a lesson that you would pass down to your children? I don't know. My friends always joke because Taylor Tomlinson, the comedian, has this like bit about being in your 20s, and being in your 20s should be fishing the trash out from the lake before it freezes over, which is at 30, like your personality freezes together and you don't want all the shitty parts of your personality freezing over. So your 20s, you gotta fish the trash out of the lake. And that's what my friends always say, because I showed them that and now they always joke about it. And it's kind of true, like I do feel like that a little bit. But the biggest thing that I guess has just been like on my mind is I'm concerned because I no longer feel passionate or excited or drawn to something. I feel like I just don't care. Which is terrible because I would love to care about something again. I just feel like there's so many things in my life where I'm just like, I just don't feel passionate about it. And like after I finished the bus, that just like took over a good chunk of time. Okay, basically, if I had to go back, let's just go all the way back. I grew up as a competitive dancer. I was a competitive dancer for like 17 or 18 years, since I was 7. And that honestly was like the light of my life. Like, dance was absolutely everything to me for so many years. And I knew that I wasn't going to go into like a professional career in dance or anything like that, but it was just everything to me. Like, I don't have very many memories from like being a kid or being in high school or anything outside of dance. Like, even through university, like I have lots of other memories from university, but even all in my spare time, you know, I'm listening to like the routines in my head, I'm doing the choreography, like I'm making sure that I'm working on my technique on my own time. I was the one that always remembered every one of the dances, so everybody would always come to me and be like, Ellie, what did we do last week? Like, I can't remember. I was the one that stayed late at the studio every single day and took extra classes just to make sure I was like keeping up with, I don't know, my technique and my passion and making sure that I was like good enough moving forward or getting older. I was the one that was waking up at 5 a.m. and going for runs in the morning. And I was the one that in high school, when I was at my peak fitness, I won a wall sit competition because I was waking up at 5 a.m. and going for a run, going to walking the 20 minutes to high school, getting on a bus, going to dance, and then dancing for like 4 hours or 5 hours at night. I don't know. And then getting home super late, doing my homework and going to bed, like eating in the car. I don't know. And my peak like physical fitness, I remember this so vividly because I won a wall sit competition, and it was in front of like all the girls that were way stronger than me and one of the guys that we danced with too, and he refused to lose. Like, I was doing good. We were past 5 minutes and 30 seconds at this point. Everyone else had tapped way long ago, but like class was over. Like the class was ending. They were like, you need to get out of the studio, and we were like eye to eye, slowly sinking down to the ground to see who would like sit down first. And I don't know, just all of these things, like it just took up my brain. My sister was a dancer as well, and so her class times, because she's younger than me, were at different times than me. So I would be there first thing right after school, and then I would stay until she was done later at night. So I would just take extra classes. Like, I would just go into the studio and take extra classes when all my friends had gone home. I was the one that was there on Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. with a one-hour break in that entire day, which nobody else had. None of the seniors had a schedule like that. Like, I was the one that was working the hardest. I was the one that never stopped thinking about dance. It was everything. I was so passionate about it, and I loved it so much. And then when I was in school, I still continued to do dance, so I still had that like stimulation, I suppose. But I also really cared about my degree. I really cared about school. I was not, in all of these examples, like, I'm not naturally gifted necessarily in any of these, but I work the hardest, easily. Like, I can say that for sure. So I worked really hard at school. I really cared about school. I really liked what I was studying. Like, I love environmental science. I'm passionate about climate science and all that kind of stuff. But there was that, and then there was dance, and then I got a job at the gym, and like all that was good. And then I was in the most beautiful, amazing relationship in my whole life, and I got to focus on that and falling in love. And I don't know, there were so many things that I had that I was passionate about and excited about and like fostering, and I got the geckos at that time too. I don't know, there were so many things that I cared about and was passionate about. And again, I just keep using that word because I feel like that's the thing that's lacking. Like, you know, COVID happened, I was changing jobs. If you don't know my whole story, by the way, COVID hit in March of 2020, and I graduated university April of 2020. So it hit right then. It was obviously like a whirlwind of a time, as we all know. And I had 5 different jobs. I moved 6 different times that year to all different cities in Ontario. And yeah, it was just kind of a whirlwind of a time, you know, figuring stuff out. You're also having the post-grad existential crisis, but the world is ending because we're in a pandemic. Like, it was wild. So then we, you know, went through that phase, and then after that part is kind of when the bus started to really kick in. I was like, I think this is something that I can really do and really want to do. So then, you know, that took up a lot of my time, and I focused really hard on researching and really hard on, I was just really passionate about that. I cared about that. I wanted to do it well. I wanted to make sure that I was being smart about it. I made spreadsheets, you know, everything. And then I got the bus, so then, you know, you have to build it. And so then that took up, you know, 1.5 years of my life, completely just learning everything from scratch. The electrical, the plumbing, the woodworking, just building in general, designing a space, making sure everything works for my lifestyle and for me, making sure that, you know, you can build something in a box that is not level or square. All of that, obviously, was really passionate about that. That took up all of my time. And then, you know, work at this point, like, I've been in my same company, it's coming on 3 years now. And I was really passionate about work the first year, even into the second. And when, you know, there was times where it was kind of dipping for me, I had the bus. So, you know, I was also working 2 jobs. I was working at the gym that same time as well. So I was really focused on fitness again. I got really into fitness in COVID, and you know, all of that was all great. And then now I was traveling for the past 4 months. I've been living full-time in the bus, and you've probably heard this update before. I don't know when this video is going up, but I was traveling in the bus, and that was amazing. But there was definitely still something lacking. Like, I don't think it's just as simple as like, oh, Ellie, don't be silly. You need another hobby. Like, you need another project. Like, no, I get that. I just don't think it's as simple as that. I don't think that's actually where the hole is. I am not thriving at work, and not that I'm not doing a good job. I think I still am. I'm just not passionate about it. I'm not excited about it. I'm not like trying that hard. And also, not like that I'm not trying or anything. It just feels like it takes less effort and less energy to do the things that it didn't used to. And so it's feeling like less. And I'm just really struggling. Like, I don't feel as passionate about the industry very much. I don't know, I'm just like not getting excited about it. I really, really have no idea where to go from here. Like, I've just been applying to random jobs, but like, I don't know what I want to do even a little bit, not even at all. And then of course it's like the free time thing too. Like, I'm not passionate about any kind of like a hobby or like any kind of like a side thing. And then also when I start to think about things I could do or passions I could pick up, there's two different ways to look at it, which is like, one, I'm stuck in a city right now back at home, which living at home, I mean, I love my family to absolute pieces, but like I knew it was gonna be hard, and it's just hitting me now that it's hard. And so there's that whole thing too, because I am kind of going crazy and going out of my mind at home, and I'm missing the bus. But then it's also like, if I develop a new passion, like what am I supposed to do? Am I taking that on the road? Like, I could do drop-in dance classes once I'm in like a city some days, or go to a gym or something. Like, I get that. But then it's like during the day, like now it's feeling like my 8-hour workday is 18,000 million hours. And like, I don't know what to do about that. I don't want to be in a job that I don't like, because I feel like I'm kind of too young for that, but also too old to be like, well, it's fine, I don't like my job, but you know, like, I can't just put up with it anymore. Like, I need to change it somehow, but I have no idea what field I want to go into. I started just taking online university courses in the morning because I literally didn't know what to do with myself. I literally got a new job as an Uber Eats delivery driver so I could do something else on the weekends. Like, it's not that I'm not doing things. Like, I understand the connection about like, okay, only you can change your life, so start making decisions that are going to impact you or change your life. I get that. I bought a bus, I converted it, I lived on the road, I did the traveling thing, which I'm not done with, by the way, but like, you know, I'm back here. The minute I got back here, literally the minute, like actually 2 hours into being back at home, I bought a gym membership. I signed up, submitted all my forms for Uber Eats, because I just decided like, okay, if I need something to do, like I can get a job, that's fine. And you know, I'm only here for a short period of time, like only across this holiday season. I'm here from November until January, mid-January. But then, and then I have this other really exciting trip coming up, which I don't know if I've talked about it yet, and I guess this is like a super weird way to announce it, but I guess I just will. Like, I decided that I'm going to go to South Africa and do a wildlife conservation program, which is really exciting. I went to Laos, if you've seen that video on my channel, a couple years ago, and I did wildlife conservation there. And one of the things that I was thinking of this summer is like, okay, I understand the idea. This is just to get across the point that like, I understand the idea of you need to change your life. Like, you need to make the decisions to change your life if that's what you want to do. And so, you know, I organized this whole trip. My flights are booked. Everything's ready. I'm going in April. I you know, have all of my gear pretty much at this point. I think I, you know, have gotten my police checks, I've gotten my travel insurance, I have booked my flights, I've done all those things, I have my accommodations, I have everything. Like, I'm staying in the middle of a private game reserve in South Africa to do this wildlife conservation internship, and one of the things that I'm hoping will come from it is, you know, possible job opportunities, or just more of an understanding or an idea of if conservation is like an area that I could go into. But honestly, like, what does conservation even mean? Like, I literally have no idea what that even, like, what do you do all day? Like, please let me know what your job is and what you actually do all day, because I am confused as how people decide literally what they're gonna do all day. Like, how do you decide that? How do you know that your whole day is gonna look like this? I just am really struggling. And then like, I just don't know what to do, and I don't want to go back to school for something that like I literally don't like. What would I even focus on? I loved school, but like, I'm not going back if I just don't know what I'm gonna do with it. And then you know, so hopefully this will be like a super neat resume booster as well, like a career boost to have this other conservation, you know, internship or wildlife program. I do love animals, but I don't feel super passionate about animals. Like, I love books. You see me reading. I started starting to put out book content, but like, is reading what I want to do all day? Like, I enjoy YouTube, but I don't post super often. Like, I never have on this channel, and I love filming YouTube videos, but I have never like fallen in love with editing or been drawn to want to learn more about editing. And so I'm like, I don't feel like the passion is there. Like, I love the YouTube and I would love to keep it. And obviously I've invested in like a camera. Like, there's lots of different things that I'm trying to do, right? But I just don't know. Like, I am so lost of where God or the universe is trying to pull me. Like, I am so genuinely confused about where I'm supposed to be going right now or what is supposed to be happening. And then the other thing is like, okay, so I don't even know what industry I want to focus on. I don't even understand how you figure out what you want to physically, like, okay, here's the thing. I don't think I've ever had anybody sit down and ask me, Ellie, what do you want to wear every day? Ellie, what do you want to see every day? Ellie, what do you want your environment to smell like every day? Nobody's ever asked me that. I feel like that's so important. Like, those, you know, in a hospital or doctor's office, those like lights, those are the square panels, the same in like schools. I don't think I could look at those every day. So therefore I'm not going to be in a hospital, doctor, or school academic setting. That's my logic. No one's ever asked me those questions before though, and aren't they so important? Like, shouldn't you be thinking about those types of things when you think about, not that you only have to do one career your whole life, but like, also, what is a career? I don't understand, because when I hear somebody say, oh, they worked here for 35 years, or like they're retiring and it's like, oh, for 35 years of service, I'm like, 35 years? What did you do, just this? That whole time? No, ma'am. That sounds literally terrible. Like, ew, vomit. I don't want to be the person that was like, oh my god, they were here for 35 years. Ew, ew, ew. But then am I just jumping jobs, like, and not having a career? Does that mean that I won't have a career if I don't, like, if I'm not in the industry for 25 years? Do you know what I'm saying? What does that even mean? And then here's the other thing, which I don't even know if I should bring up or want to bring up, but like, I was in this relationship, my past relationship. You've seen it, not much at all, because I did not post about it very much, but just maybe you've seen him a little on my channel. This relationship lasted just about 4 years, and he never broke up with me. Like, I'm just so upset and angry at this whole situation, and I don't understand in the grand scheme of things what it is supposed to mean, and I think it just keeps coming back and like hitting me, and it's still haunting me because I don't understand what lesson I was supposed to learn from this. He like just left. I don't understand what happened. We had a full conversation to ask, like, is it another girl? Are you cheating? Did you fall out of love? All of the things. Like, I literally sound stupid when I talk about it. I have no idea what happened. I literally have no idea what happened. He just bawled his eyes out to me saying, you're the person that I want to marry. You're the person I've only ever seen my future with. Bye? Like, what the actual fuck? And then what am I supposed to learn from that? Like, I planned out. It's not that I saw a future with you. Are you kidding? Like, so did you. So did your whole family. Your mom and your sister were texting me for months after that because they didn't understand what the fuck going on, and they missed me, and like, I don't understand what that whole scenario was. And now in my life, the problem is, now in my life, and this didn't just happen, by the way, it's been like 1.5 years since this whole thing went down. I still have no idea what's going on, and it still hurts me to this day. There's just so many things where I like don't understand why love had to leave my life when it was so perfect and amazing, and you thought it was too, so I don't understand what's going on. And then why now do I have to continue to learn lessons about the fact that everyone just leaves and you are so alone all the time in all of life? Like, I'm not trying to sound cynical or trying to lose hope or whatever, but now in my life, all of these major relationships are breaking down, not just with me, but with people that are surrounding me, and like long-term marriages and stuff are just all breaking down, and I'm like, what the f even the point? Like, why would I even now get myself invested in it? Again, I'm not trying to sound cynical or lose hope, but seriously, should I be thinking about trying to live life by myself? Because clearly that's just the way it's gonna be. Like, I don't know what's going on. And then it's the where to live, and then it's the like what kind of a job or career. I am so not passionate at work that I'm like struggling to get through the days at this point, and I don't know what to do about it. Like, I don't know how to fix that, but I'm also so not passionate in anything else that nothing is compensating for the other thing. Like, I just feel so confused. But also I'm 25 and I feel like I'm way too old to be feeling like this. Like, I know you can be going through life stages and difficult things in many stages of life, but I feel too young to not have passion for something. Like, are you joking me? I've always cared about things. I've always been the hardest worker. Like, why is nothing coming to me? Why are the signs of the universe, why is God not telling me in which direction I'm supposed to go? Like, maybe I need a better relationship with him, and maybe I need to focus on like actually listening to what he's saying. But it's been months and I haven't heard anything, and I don't know what that means. And having no small pull towards anything is really like affecting my heart right now, and I don't understand why. And I just really have no idea what's going on, and I don't know why I don't have an idea what's going on. That's the thing. Like, before, when I was like, oh my god, life is so crazy, haha, I usually could pinpoint like why I'm not thriving or why I like don't understand what's happening. But this time, literally, like, Lord, what is happening? I don't understand how we got here or why we got here, and what am I supposed to do about it now? I don't know. I don't know. And the thing is, then the only person that can answer that is me. But then also, what am I supposed to do? Like, I am so confused, and I really would love to be passionate about something again. I really would love to care about something again, and I don't know. My eye is literally twitching. I don't know how to get back to that. I'm struggling so much. Like, and then the other thing, like, I guess it's this generation maybe, but like, everybody has like a side hustle, right? Like, everybody has something that they like and can understand that you can turn that into a business. Everyone has something that they're good at that they think they could turn into a business. Like, oh, I'm good at doing nails, I'm gonna become a nail tech on the side. Oh, I'm good at like working with clients, I'm gonna do, I don't know, some kind of a business. Like, you see online, like making lip gloss, power washing, like any of these little things, which again sound little, sewing stuff, selling stuff on Etsy, digging for crystals and then making them into jewelry. Like, people have all these little like side hustle-y ideas. YouTube is one for a lot of people, I understand that too, but I don't know if I'm good at, like, am I good at anything? I think I'm good at stuff. And then people were like, oh my god, Ellie, like, when they figured out that I could actually do this build, like, obviously a lot of people were like, no one said it directly to my face, but it was a lot of like side comments, or really like you could tell people were like, you're gonna do that? Like, you're gonna build, you know? Okay, but I did successfully, and it's all gone fantastically, smoothly, amazingly great. I love it. And everyone was like, oh my god, you can like turn that into a business. No, I don't want to. Why does everything have to be a business? I don't care about my pipeline anymore. I honestly never cared about business. This is a true fact. My mom, so both my parents are in sales, and they've been in business their whole lives, and they're very successful respectively, both of them. I admire them so much. I look up to them so much. But I knew I didn't care about this. I knew for so long I like couldn't get myself to care about it. So when I had this job opportunity, I almost turned it down in sales, which is what I currently do. But because I had such a strong background in sustainability, and they never had anybody like that on the team before, I brought so many like new ideas and so many new things that really did improve everything. Like, everyone was really happy to have somebody with that knowledge. I've also had conversations in different ways with clients because business isn't my background. And I remember in grade 9, my one deal with my parents didn't like get involved in school or anything like that much, but my one deal with them was, Ellie, you need to take one business course in grade 9. Take one business course, do well. If you don't like it, that's it. But you have to take one. Okay, fair, totally fair. Hated it, didn't do it, obviously. That's not what I did in school. But everyone like has this thing that they're turning into a I don't know if I could run a business. Like, I think I have the skill set to be like, I'm so organized. I love making my little plans. I love like all that side of like business and stuff. I can understand financials. Like, my parents drilled that stuff into me since I was like 6. Like, I remember learning lessons about saving money and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But what am I good, like what skill could I even sell? I am confused as to how I'm supposed to know where I should even try and go next. And it's not that I like need a whole like thing mapped out. Like obviously building a bus was like a giant goal, and I had to look at it in small pieces and really try and work hard. And obviously it was so difficult, but it was a big goal and I could work towards it, and I did. And I feel like when I have that goal and that dream, I am so good at dreaming. Guys, I am a dreamer. We literally created a company that's called Land of Dreamers. If you have not checked that out yet, it's a clothing company that me and my friends started, Land of Dreamers. I'll link it up here. And I love it. It was also something that like was really fun to create, and it's still like operating and running and everything. You guys can go shop if you want. I love the clothes that we have. But yeah, I don't know, where am I supposed to go with this on my own? And then like, how do I make my life interesting? Like obviously living in a bus and everything has been super interesting, and you know, I'm going to South Africa, which is also super interesting, and I'm excited about that. But how do I make my day-to-day more interesting? How do I become passionate about these things? How do I like figure out where I'm supposed to go next? I just don't know. And I feel like this is the first time that I really don't know, and really haven't had any sense of being drawn to anything. And it's really stressing me out, if you can tell. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what this video is, but I guess that's probably everything that I needed or wanted to say. If you guys have any advice, if you have any tips, if you just have a day where you needed to listen to somebody else rant about something, for you to just be like, this is it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you somewhat resonated with this. And I know if you're older, you're probably like, oh yeah, it's gonna get better. And I understand that, but like, I need to do something to make it better, because I don't want life to just pass me by, and I don't want to be so stagnant and unfulfilled for very much longer, because ew, and I don't think that's like my purpose. The only thing that I keep coming back to is like, what's the thing that I'm good at? And I feel like, this is gonna sound hilarious coming from YouTube, because obviously like it's not a two-way conversation, so I can't hear you guys, but I somehow create like a pretty positive environment, I believe, and a lot of people like really open up to me, and I think that's like a really cool strength that I have. Like people feel very comfortable being very vulnerable with me, which is like amazing and awesome, and I love that so much. And you know, so then that leads me to believe like I also see patterns and I see things, and I'm able to give advice really well to people, and that's just from feedback I've received from people. Like people have come back to me years later and been like, that one thing that you said to me, like that really stuck with me. And one of the things I always thought would be really cool is being a motivational speaker. I don't know why, I really love speaking, clearly, but I always thought that that would be super neat. And I've done a lot of talks with my company, and you know, I've enjoyed them. Obviously it's not the easiest thing in the world, but I have enjoyed them. I just feel like you know, where do you start with that? But also like, you don't want to fake it, because like, ew, you just want to kind of fall into that role, because what you have to say is actually really good and people really notice that. And I feel like YouTube is like a good way to start, I guess, but it's not too much of like a drive or a desire or a goal for me to really like hammer all in on it, you know, which is why I'm just not sure. And Gary Vee, I've listened to Gary Vee for absolutely years. My dad, you know, really showed him to me when I was quite young. And yeah, one of the things that he always says is like, your 20s, just try every type of life that you think that you might want and see what happens. And I love that analogy so much. I really do. I really like it. I really enjoy that idea. I just have no idea where to start with that. Like, I don't know. And again, I'm trying to re-emphasize that I'm not the type of person to just like sit around and wait. Like, you obviously know I just do things and start things and try things. I'm good with that. I just am feeling so freaking lost. Like, what is even going on, and where am I supposed to be going, and how are we gonna get there? So yeah, that is my rant slash talk slash unpacking my messy brain with me right now, and I hope you enjoyed this video, or if you just needed something to watch or listen to someone else talk about their problems for a while, I hope you enjoyed it. If you do have any advice, like, I'm all ears. Be nice, but I'm all ears. So feel free to put that in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will speak to you guys very soon. I'm going to get home for dinner, and yeah. I know it'll all be fine. I know everything will work out, but sometimes it's just like, how, where, you know, what should I do to work harder at this? Because I really would love to find passion and excitement for things again, and I think that I have a lot to offer, and I just am confused as to why certain things have left my life, and if that's how I'm supposed to take all of it. Just, yeah, you listen to the video, you know what I talked about. But have a great rest of your day, have a wonderful night, and I will speak to you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Remember, keep sharing those stories. Every adventure is worthwhile. Bye guys.